I'm a physician. I'm not a businessman, and I decided to entertain investing in different businesses. I did some research and was able to find some people who are starting a new medical spa down here in Florida. Not being a businessman, I thought it would be wise to have someone such as Imperial Advisory, sort of help me through the process. First, I emailed some of the initial information that I had received from the company. I got an analysis almost immediately that was really excellent. I was not able to come up with some of the questions that I probably should have come up with. The results that I was able to get from Imperial Advisory was a review of the predictions of the company's value in year one, year two, year three, and I certainly would not have been able to in any way actually figure out these evaluations that they were able to supply for me, and what was the likelihood of these predictions to actually be forecast. They were forecast, and actually if they were going to come true. We went through the process, and we are just about ready to go ahead with making the investment in the company. Would I be recommending them? Absolutely, and with ease. And I would be very happy to let all my friends know that there is a resource out there that they should be using.
Before we hired Imperial Advisory, I was relying on an external bookkeeper and a CPA firm. I found that there were some disconnects between the bookkeeper and the CPA firm and some things that I had questions about. So I was looking for external support in the financial space. So what I was looking for when I engaged Imperial, first and foremost, was to make sure that the concerns that I had uncovered in my bookkeeping and accounting were addressed, and that we took care of right off the bat. First, Barry was able to get us set with the basics, making sure that our bookkeeping was sound. He helped give me guidance on choosing a new CPA. So we got all of that fundamental stuff handled, and then we were able to move forward on how do we really grow the business and drive revenue. Now, after working with Barry, I'm confident in our books. I'm confident we've cleaned everything up. I'm working with new vendors for CPA and bookkeeping support, and it has just taken a huge weight off my shoulders. So I'm absolutely in a much better place today than where I started. For me, it was absolutely worth the investment in working with Imperial Advisory because their support and guidance more than paid for the cost of engaging them. The main reasons I would recommend them is you have access to true experts in financial services, and they make you feel like they really care about you as a client. My fractional CFO from Imperial Advisory is my cheerleader, and it's just really great to know that you have someone in your corner helping you to be successful.
Our business went through a very challenging time period right around COVID, where we learned the importance of diversification, and we had a lot of our eggs in one basket, so to speak, from a business standpoint. And we knew that in order to ensure our own future, our own success, we needed to look up and out at other opportunities. And so, I mean, the upside would be tremendous for us. It would at least double, potentially triple the size of our company. It would put us in a completely new market. We've been in business for coming up on 47 years. And we're a small enough company to where, if we try to acquire another company and it goes wrong, that could be really bad and potentially the demise of our company. We didn't want to pursue an acquisition if we couldn't get it right. I think I felt a lot of fear about what I didn't know. Definitely a lack of confidence around pursuing something like this. I didn't want to get it wrong. There was a high amount of risk involved in this. And working with Imperial team, it's really allowed me to approach each conversation with a lot more confidence. It's really kind of trained and allowed me to hone into, what to look at and why I'm looking at these things. It's kind of, my work with Imperial in a lot of ways has almost been like an on-the-job MBA, so to speak. And it's been great because I have a one-on-one professor that can answer all of my ignorant questions and that we can peel back all the layers. So it's been really helpful. And I know that I'm talking with somebody who's been through all the things that I'm going through currently. I think, for us, we're not the size company to where it really makes sense to have a full-time CFO, but to have somebody with that sound CFO experience that we can bounce ideas off of and they can guide us from a financial decision-making place, ultimately just gives you so much more confidence walking into every conversation, every opportunity. So because of our work with Imperial, we're able to close on some deals that are going to completely transform our business and our ability to operate and our ability to compete. As a smaller family-owned and operated business, we have a really hard time competing with some of the larger firms that have all the resources and all the built-out fancy departments. And Imperial lets us compete with them because they can be the experts in the areas that we're not. And it gives me as a CEO the confidence to sit at the table and have these conversations with these big deals, knowing that I've got the information that I need, knowing that I'm equipped to have this conversation and to ask the right questions. Every leader knows that it's never going to be you and your singular idea or vision that's going to make something successful. It's the collective wisdom of everybody that you're supported by. So it's important to have great support, and that's what I've received here with Imperial.
This is the equipment that we're building. So we manufacture high-risk leak detection systems for packaging. We have a vision to be the world's foremost leader in container closure integrity test equipment. PTI is always looking for outside investors and outside capital to fund that journey and fund that growth. And if you're going to be seeking outside capital, you have to be healthy on the inside. And that's been so important as part of this journey that Imperial Group is able to work with us to pressure test our financials. And when we do go forward to the market seeking outside investment and outside support, that we actually have the right perspective, the right books, the right data to back it so that we're going to market healthy. And Imperial Group, they offer this outsourced CFO solution in which I'm paired with an experienced and seasoned CFO that's got all the background and all the experience that I don't have, that I want, that I need to run my business. And that's the one thing that I think has brought me the most value in working with Imperial is not the answers that they had, but the questions that they imparted on me that I now ask. And when I am forecasting, I am looking into a crystal ball. I'm not coming up with just pulling a rabbit out of my hat, right? We are looking into the future and building that future. And I think that was the biggest transformation, is really making the forecast a reality by getting all that data right. The CFO is meant to be the CEO's best friend. There's not just one type of CFO. They come with a vast amount of experience. And so I think that's really important to know. What is the perspective you need to be most successful right now? And Imperial Group was able to offer that.
Adventure Media is a digital advertising agency. We've been founder-led up until this point. And over the last couple of years, we've experienced a significant growth, both in our team, client base, and the number of projects that we have. Our P&L became much more complex. And the real challenge was understanding a vision for the future and how to think about different investments, how to think about allocating capital. And so we've been in a transition mode between just kind of sort of a startup type culture into a more process-oriented, strategic organization. So it was a no-brainer that we needed some sort of fractional CFO presence to come in and help us figure out exactly how to move forward in the best way possible. And that's really where Imperial has helped us out. Restructuring our P&L, or creating different compensation plans for our employees, or helping us find new innovative HR solutions, or helping us create a marketing budget, or really just helping us think about what the next year is going to look like and what sort of clients we should be targeting as an organization. Yeah, there have been a number of aha moments along the way. Having another set of executives in the room to bounce ideas off of has been crucial. It's been, whether it's directly related to the finances or just like holistically about the company, they're there with advice and insight and perspective that I haven't seen in any other partner we've worked with.